People, thank you for showing up today. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jane. Welcome to this channel. So guys, today I'll be talking about some challenges that we face as immigrants. In this video, I'll be calling them the 3 L's, okay? Now, the first L stands for language. This one goes without saying. English is not our first language. I mean, for some people now it is, but you still have your traditional language. I'm Igbo, so some people speak Hausa. Now, if you're coming from Nigeria, you understand these languages that I'm talking about, or you will know about these languages that I'm talking about: the Yoruba, Idoma, Igbo, and stuff like that. And even if you're not Nigerians, there are other languages where you come from. When you come to the UK, or when you go to a new space, or one of these Western countries, they're speaking English. Some are not even speaking English. They could be Dutch, and yeah, you might struggle with the language. Now, even if you understand English, because we are taught in English in Nigeria, right? But when you come here, you will meet a lot of accents. Sometimes you will struggle to hear this, especially when you're very new. You will struggle to understand what is being said to you, what they're trying to get you to understand. And it's not even just in communication, even at work. There's some terms that are used that you may not understand. And when I say terms, I don't just mean that, English terms. Like, I'll use an example. When I came, like during chats, I will say something and my boss says ta, like ta. I used to wonder, like, what is ta? Like, what the hell is ta, right? It took me ask no I no I didn't even ask, to be honest. I think I googled it and then realized that it meant thank you. Okay, now for people who are new here, Google is your friend. A lot of things that you may see in your chats at work, or someone may say to you, we have to ask Google to help you with that. But like I was saying, language is a major challenge for African immigrants, right? Again, I get it, some people are better at English language than others, but even if you're good, because of the way accents are, I know a lot of people who struggled with being in Scotland because of the Scottish accent. And yeah, if you live in Scotland, please put in the comment section how it was for you at first. Or even if you live in England or Wales, just tell me if you straight away understood everything that was being said to you, or maybe you just picked in words and completed the sentences in your head like a lot of us did when we first came. Even now, to be honest, sometimes when I have a conversation with a British person, there are some words I may not get, and it will be me inferring what they were trying to say. Sometimes I could get it. I mean, it's better now than when I first came. I mean, when I first came, I think the words that I missed were more than now. Now I can actually understand what you're saying, or maybe miss a few words in the sentence, and then I can conclude that in my head. But yeah, tell me guys, what is your experience? What you think about the whole language thing in the UK or wherever you are, as a Black immigrant or as an African immigrant? Okay, second point is loneliness. A lot of people will say, oh no, I'm not lonely. No, 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 right? And I get it, but loneliness is a big one. You get, people struggle with loneliness because even if, see, no matter, even when you're in a familiar place, there's sometimes that you're all by yourself, and then you have some thoughts, and then you feel like withdrawn, and you can go through a moment or more of loneliness. Imagine coming to a place. Some people move to an area where they have no friends, they have no family. All they have is themselves, and this, sometimes people don't even come with their family. Okay, so all they have is maybe social media and all that. Sometimes that you are just lonely. This one leads to a lot of other things for people. Sometimes people are depressed because of how lonely they are after they have moved to a new community. Now, these Western countries, right, they are not like your typical African country where there is the whole communal living, right? Everybody minds their business, and that even makes it harder for you to interact, makes it harder for you to be in that community, because you don't even speak to your neighbor. I mean, sometimes you're in a neighborhood and you have never spoken to your neighbor, and you have lived there for years, right? That is almost not going to happen in Nigeria. Now, I know that for maybe now in highbrow areas, There are people who just mind their business, open your gates, go in. But there are still people you say hello to on your street. I mean, even if you don't want to say hello to them, they say hello to you. But the thing in this place is that they will not say hello to you. Most times, this is not to take away the fact that some people are very friendly. Some neighbors actually reach out to you and want to know you and want to be nice to you. But a lot of the times, majority of the time, you will find that people mind their business, and so it leaves African immigrants kind of lonely. Now, even if you migrated or relocated with your family, you still need that whole community, which is why you see some people maybe like forming communities in their area, virtually or physically. They create like events to hang out, which I greatly advise, especially if you're a social person. There are some people that are introverts and they will do very well without the whole mix up. But for people who are extroverts and you don't have that kind of community, create it for yourself, for your mental stability. Now, if you depend or if you value community a lot and you know that it drives you, please don't wait for others to start it. Okay, if you have like a few people maybe online that you can say, oh, do you live in this area? I live in this area. We can, organize a hangout, we can hook up. That is how you develop community. That is how people become friends. Okay, like I said, some people don't mind, but a lot of people complain about loneliness when they move to a new place, a new country, the Western country. They move to the UK. You see a lot of people complaining, oh my God, I'm depressed. Like, I don't even have friends here. I've not been able to go out in years and stuff like that. So this is a big one. This is a unique challenge for African immigrants, I must say. Yeah, because the whole way we live back home is very different from how it is here. The culture is different, the way people interact is different. So you being in a new space with a different skin color, a different accent, most times may keep to yourself, and that may lead to a very serious condition called loneliness. Okay, so yes, that is one of the challenges that African immigrants face. But how do you go about it? Please find activity for yourself if this is something that you want. Okay, now the third one that I'll mention, the third L for this video, is loss. People experience loss in different forms. When you come to the UK, when you relocate from Africa, when you relocate from Nigeria, there are a whole lot of things that you're losing. The first one is you're losing your traditional food, especially for people who have grown up like loving Nigerian food. You come here and you might not get everything that you used to eat, so it takes some time for your palate to get used to what you find here. And then a lot of people will tell you that, oh, I miss I miss home food. So that is one loss you might experience. Another one, which is actually a big one, is identity. Now, a lot of people lose, who you were back home is going to be different from who you are in a new space. Maybe eventually you get to that point where you are who you used to be, but I doubt that you will ever get to that point, because the people that you were that particular identity with, you don't have them here. So you most likely will have a new identity. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean. Another big one is loss of family bonds, loss of friendship. Now this one, people don't talk about this because when you actually think about it, it can depress you. Take it or leave it. If you have family in Nigeria and you are close to your family, because some people don't have like proximity right from time, so they may not understand what I mean. But if you're close, like with your siblings, you guys probably live in the same state, in the same area, you guys see yourselves a lot. Now you relocate, you're probably the first person who left, and you will feel it. Trust me. You guys may now not talk as often as you used to, and even if you used to talk like every time, the whole challenges that you have in your new space may affect the way that you speak. Now this is even for times when you move to a country with the same time zone as you. So if you're in the UK, it might even be better for you because you share same time with Nigeria or something very close. But imagine having to have like a 6 hours difference. Let's say you move to Canada, you move to the US, you might struggle with the whole timing thing, because maybe when you're free to speak to them, they're at work, and this now limits the times that you speak, maybe till like weekends. And you are observe that the times that you guys actually talk is just reducing. And this goes for friendships as well. You find out that sometimes people are no longer as close as they used to be when they were in the same country and all. This is one challenge that a lot of people face. Will you be able to develop new friendships in your new space? Of course. Yes, you can. And a lot of people build new friendships. I have new friends that since I moved to the UK, I still have some old friends that I'm still in contact with. And to be honest, there are some people that I don't speak to as often as I used to when I was in Nigeria, right? So this is one thing that a lot of people struggle with, the whole family and friendship bond diminishing, and it affects a lot of people differently, right? It affects people differently, and some people it affects them seriously. Okay, so that's one loss that people find themselves experiencing when they relocate as African immigrants. Another one is the weather. I mean, some people miss, like, I miss Nigerian weather, to be honest, right? I know there are sometimes that it gets really hot, but I think that it's always cold here. Yes. And yes, there's some people that prefer this weather because maybe they prefer the cold, but I think that for the entire year, the time that it is really cold is too much. If it was restricted to maybe like 2 months, 3 months, maybe, but it can get really cold for a very long time. And yeah, those times make me miss Nigerian weather. And for some people, this is a serious one, because there's some people that don't really like cold. It affects people differently. There's some people that their bones are affected in the cold. There's some people that, due to the lack of vitamin D, it affects their health seriously. There's some things that people just face due to the weather. Okay, so loss of favorable climate is another thing that people suffer as African immigrants. Now, this one that I want to talk about is life goals, and it's not exactly a loss, maybe a change, right? But there's some people that had like some life goals in their space where they were, and then when you relocate, this might change. This could be good, and this could be not so good, depending on who is experiencing this. But these are some of the things that people actually go through. It is not all bad, to be honest. In this video, I'm talking about the things, the challenges that African immigrants face, but there are also benefits that we experience moving to a new country, moving to a Western country. And I'll discuss this in another video. Thank you for watching till now. Please give this video a thumbs up if you think it's been helpful. If you have not joined this family and you like this kind of content, what are you waiting for? Please click on the subscribe button now to join the family. Share this video with your friends and loved ones, especially immigrants, so that they know that what they're experiencing is not just limited to them. Okay, it's a general thing that others are experiencing, and they should find comfort in this, knowing that it will pass. Okay, if you're just moving in, it might feel really bad, but it gets better over time. I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, bye guys.